The Great Narlock, the Galapox Infected, Renegades and Heretics, Eleusidian Star Striders, that's a mouthful. These are not rock bands, though the names could be. They're all Forgeworld models, the kill team forces and units with legend rules. Will they be discontinued in 10th edition? As Games Workshop is a for-profit company and have limited shelf space, they push the units to sell the most models, and anything else that doesn't sell gets dropped. Then, if they don't sell it anymore, it doesn't get updated rules. In 2014, the profits from the Space Marine Tactical Squad box set was higher than the profits from the entirety of the Wood Elf range. And you wonder why the old world got destroyed and no distinctly Wood Elf models have been made. This is not an elf. This is a tree with a face. Some of these models are still being sold. The Eleusidian Star Striders were released in a boarding patrol box, so they look to continue. Many Forgeworld units are still sold at a very high price, but their rules are provided as an afterthought and barely balanced. When the Galapox Infected were given a datasheet for 9th edition, they had a power level of 1 for 16 regenerated models. That's roughly 20 points if you're playing power level. It's unbalanced because it looks like copy and paste happened and little care was taken to make sure that it was correct. The Renegades and Heretics is a whole army of traitors and cultists that is no longer sold, other than 6 tanks and artillery pieces that can also be used for the Imperial Guard. They have little chance of being carried over, and instead we'll probably get told to use the Imperial Guard rules and ally chaos in a casual play game. But there may still be hope for these Renegades, and for kits no longer sold, like the Great Narlock, a croup monster for the Tau Empire that was popular in the Dawn of War games. I found this comment on Reddit that suggests there will be rules, at least to start with, for the Warhammer 40k Legend units. It is Reddit, so a fistful of salt may be required instead of a pinch. However, it is likely that most former units from Forgeworld will get free rules at least at the start of 10th edition. This is how it worked in the 8th edition when the indexes were released. Simple rules that were released without much of the flavour that the Imperial Armour books had. I would expect the same. I mentioned the end of the old Warhammer world. There was an immense outcry from the community that armies were being invalidated, and so Games Workshop released rules that convert your fantasy armies into Age of Sigmar. For the most part, these rules were alright, and I had fun playing them. Especially after 8th edition fantasy rules. If I am going to complain about a rule set replaced 8 years ago, that can be another video. If you want to rant about spinning cannons, characters with no peripheral vision, and how running up a hill was more dangerous than walking into a hail of arrows, let me know. So, don't expect your most precious and expensive units to be safe forever, but expect them to have rules at the start of the edition that theoretically could see you through the end of the edition. Games Workshop doesn't want another outcry or chance of release the Narlock cut on social media while people plan to raid their HQ and burn it down in Space Marine cosplay. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed this and have a great day of 40k. I'm now going to show you Children of the Night what happens to the teachers at the start of Lord of the Flies.